To me, Wano is one of the best arcs. The best arc. Yes, better than Marineford. It's the best arc in One Piece. And I've heard so many bad takes about it that I feel like I have to make a series of videos to at least get my opinion out there. So this is the first video me talking about the Luffy versus Kaido fight and my thoughts on it. One, I think it was amazing. Best Luffy fight, period. Like I don't even know how he tops this Luffy, how he tops this fight. Like I don't know what Blackbeard and Luffy's gonna look like, but the shit's it's gonna look crazy. I know that much. But like a lot of the theories, I feel like going into the arc really changed and altered people's mind going into it. A lot of people from the get go wanted them to feel. These are a lot of the people that wanted them to feel. A lot of people that didn't like Wano as well. Not all of the pain people, but like a lot of the people who want them to fail and want to see them like lose, like in Saturday. But it's just like that's what the time skip was for. That's what the 2 years was for. Why would we fail now? Like the whole crew was here. Like I don't even understand that. Not only that, what's Toki gave the but what's Toki told them what was going to happen about the nine shadows, and that they would be like the moon unaware of the sun, and that they should know what the dawn is like in 20 years. Like once you was told that, like you had to know, like yeah, they're about to succeed, but it's never about like are they about to succeed. It's about how what's going to happen when the obstacles are going to be presented before them that they're going to have to overcome. But I also felt like a lot of people want to compare this fight to Goku and Frieza. And by that I mean that Goku and Frieza fight is a long ass fight. Like those motherfuckers are fighting forever. Like in the anime and the manga, it's just like, and that's before Super Saiyan happens. And after Super Saiyan happens, they continue to fight for a long time. And it's just like I feel like a lot of watching that, and a lot of people thinking that One Piece was gonna play out the same way is so crazy to me because like whenever I hear people say, the fight just ended and all that, it was just short or it was rushed. But people were saying it was rushed after 10-10. Like, you can go watch a lot of YouTube videos and see, like, Twitter comments. And even on Reddit, you hear people saying that it was being rushed at 10-10. And it wasn't. Luffy literally got knocked out the ring 3 chapters later. So, like, this whole it was being rushed thing is like it's so crazy that that's even something that continued to stay with Wano even after Wano ended because people thought like the fight was just gonna be forever, that they were just gonna be fighting forever. Even though when Luffy first turns Gear Fifth, he literally says, "I feel like I could fight a bit longer." He didn't say I could feel like I could fight all night long. He said I could feel like I could fight a bit longer. So for people to think like this fight was just gonna keep on happening and going on and on and on and on forever for like 10, 15 chapters, is like it's so mind blowing. Like, did you just skip that part or the dialogue? Did you just like never see it? Like I don't get it. But nevertheless, right, the next thing I want to talk about is the Kaido flashback. And once again, like it's not even a flashback, it's literally his life flashing before his eyes. Right now, is Kaido dead or not? I don't think so. But that's exactly what's happening in that scene. It's not a flashback. It's his life flashing before his eyes. Why? That's why it goes like that. If you've ever heard anything about anybody having their life flash before their eyes, right? They always tell you like all types of stuff just come flooding into them. You remember things you never remember. You see things you like. It's crazy. So it's just like that's exactly what's happening to Kaido. Right? And the only part of that we missed, which is probably being saved for later, is of course the rock stuff, which probably plays into the Garp stuff, and the Dragon stuff, and the Shank stuff, and more Roger stuff. So it's just like, of course, a lot of that stuff is being held off. So it's just like a lot of y'all also talk about it like it's football or something. Like it's just week to week, and it's not like one continuous story. So like now I just want to end my thoughts with the end of it. And something else that I've heard once again that just sits with me so wrong that just like makes me feel like this shit got to be a joke, right? Am I missing something here? When people say, "Oh, it was just a punch," it was a punch. Oh, they said it wasn't gonna be a punch, and it was a punch. And it was just like how many of Luffy fights ends with him punching somebody? Like down there, all of them, right? Like, even when he was a kid, one of the first things we hear him come out of his mouth is that his punch is as strong as a pistol. Luffy been throwing them hands since he was a kid. His grandpa's name is the Fist. Of course, this shit was going to end with a punch. I don't understand what the confusion is. It wasn't like he was going to use like a fucking Kamehameha or like the fucking or like Top no Jutsu or no shit on this nigga. Like, yeah, of course he was going to rock his roll. Like, I don't understand what the confusion is in here. Like, but like that punch, and people saying it's anticlimactic. Talking about some anticlimactic. I'll talk about some anticlimactic anime fights. I'll start off with one of the ones that pissed me off even to this day. And that's Orochimaru versus Sasuke. One of the most anticlimactic shits I've ever fucking seen. Never, that was the first time I think I've ever seen an anime fight where at the end of it, when I see Orochimaru's body laying in the bed, I'm just like, nah, bro. Bro, you telling me this nigga that fought the Hokage just died in his fucking bed? Like, what? Like, you telling me he was, like, planning to take Sasuke's body. He was, like, at no point was, like, maybe I should switch it to another body. And, like, just in case this motherfucker don't want to roll with this shit. And there's gonna be some complicated shit behind this. Like, I'm literally teaching this nigga all types of shit. Like, he's becoming more and more dangerous. Like, maybe I should start to, like, maybe I should start preparing for this shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, just in case he come at me like this. But no, he just dies in his bed. Like, Sasuke just comes in there and just, like, slices him up, kills him in his bed. Like, that was it. And just leaves. And I'm just like, bro, like, what? Now, to talk about the other anticlimactic fight. And that's going to be Ichigo versus Aizen. Oh, my God, bro. That fight, bro, that shit pissed me off, bro. I remember when that shit ended, bro. I was done with Bleach. I said, I don't give a fuck what else got, bro. I don't even watch the new shit now. That's how done I was with Bleach at the end of that Aizen fight. Because the whole time I'm thinking, you know, he's fucking over these captains and these lieutenants and shit like this. Only because, like, he showed them his Bankai. So, like, Ichigo is one of the ones that haven't seen it. So it's just like, bro, how is he going to defend against this shit? Like, how is he going to overcome this obstacle? Right? You know, like, that's what I'm wondering about. But, like, he never uses it on him. At no point in the fight does he use this Bankai on him, on his release form, or whatever makes him be able to control all your senses and shit. Whatever makes him be able to put you in the Genjutsu or whatever. Like, bro, it was crazy. It was just like, it was never done. He never had to overcome it. It's just like, that right at the flip made me mad. And then, like, they go over to the real town. Ichigo goes through, like, this training. He comes out of it, like, just treating Aizen like he didn't even matter, bro. Like, smacking him in his face, bro. Like, snatching him off, bro. Flying off with him, bro. They over here clashing swords. Aizen's like, yeah, bro, that's how powerful I am. Look, just for me swinging this motherfucker, I'm cutting up the building. And Ichigo's like, nah, bro, that's really me. I'm really him. I'm really like that, bro. Here's someone that gets it got Tenshu. Basically ends it right then and there. And then, like, Udaha comes in, basically seals this nigga at the end of it and shit like that. Where he, like, set it up at some point throughout they fight and shit. But it was just like, bro, like, what? For real? I've been waiting this whole time to see these two people fight and to see how he was going to overcome this motherfucking release form or whatever, his Bankai, whatever, how he was going to overcome that. And he never had to, bro. That fight was such a total letdown just on that part alone. Right? Because that was, like, one of the main reasons why Aizen was so much powerful than everybody else. Ichigo never even had to worry about that. And then he just got this, like, training, like, and then just, like, basically just, like, shits on him after that. It was just like, bro, what is this? Why is this happening like this? Why did this fight go down like this?